Oh, okay.
Voice record
I can
yourself.
just take the name, actually. Yeah.
If I give you my phone, could you look at this? Video? Would that be okay?
I can do some video, yeah.
Just if you can't, that's also fine.
I could do a voice record of the whole thing on my phone. Hey everyone! Thank you all for coming. We've got a great night ahead planned, hopefully. So we're going to start off with some words. I think punk and poetry has been like intertwined for like all of punk's history. It's really important, it's really cool, and we start off with a great writer doing his first like live reading, and he's going to smash it. It's Billy B. Morell.
Hello everyone. They have to say that they're my sibling. I told my mum, I said, "Mum, you've got to make sure they get me on the gig." And now I'm here, so it worked. Yeah. This is travelling through. Sitting there on the wing of a bright yellow plane, in a caterpillar cake crane, in a pink Volkswagen Beetle travelling in the M89's HGV lane. Perhaps you're on some bus, the number 31, but you alight yourself in the beautiful country of Wigander. What now? You're in a cable car held up by fishing wire or wool from the Great Orme goats, or maybe driving through the front seat of the DLR that you won't stop at any stations to cut your sark. Maybe you're riding the world's oldest underground train. Draw an easy access diagram and make a note on the A2 outfolding map. Do not forget your station. As the conductor loudly proclaims, La próxima fermata es Sagrada Familia. Maybe take a break at St. Joseph's Chapel. Rest your head against the rattling, battling window as you write and dance and read and sleep and eat, travel and see, experience and meet, and leave the train before the train leaves you. Thank you. So yeah, I hope we're all in for a really good night. You got me for a little bit more, and then you've got the wonderful Spex Appeal, who I'm sure we're all really excited for. And after that, of course, what we're all here for, really, as well as Spex Appeal, is the waiters. Can we give it up for the waiters? Because I feel like I inadvertently just made a really mean joke about Spex Appeal. Can we also give it up for Spex Appeal? Because we're very excited for Spex Appeal. Alright, this next one is a poem I wrote for my girlfriend last year. Last night I dreamt that I kept the fan off. The battalion of blades are stood at arms. With one great and mighty push, their defence of twilight as most suddenly began. Across the withstanding heat of summer, when these four walls become a sweltering vessel of hue, who yields the sun's surface upon this place my meagre earthly chamber, the soldiers' rotations serve as the singular protectorate from 8 hours of misery. Even in the cruel depths of winter, when my crumpled duvet offers little aid to the piercing glacial assault that courses further throughout me with each breath I take, that clings to each surface surrounding me, I do not command these blades to relent. They do not oscillate simply as a defence from ill climates, no. They combat wicked memories and muffled haunting silences that seek to occupy the plane of my sunblood. Though yesterday eve, while the might of Balor's most fortuitous soldiers again made attempt to lay siege upon the night, these once invaluable blades now laid at ease, needless. Where they had once stood, a sole soldier fought, valiantly, with nothing but soft breaths and quiet, tired mumblings, as she herself lay fast asleep. One thing I'm really personally interested in is the folk scene. I'm sure a lot of people here. I'm sure there's a lot of overlap, and I really love sort of taking on the idea of like folk songs and folk stories that come before us. Obviously, in the past, they've been things that have passed down through generations, and I think the same, with any kind of writing or art is, what came before us and what makes it the reason that we do what we do. And the poetry that I learned at school, where I learned, as a young boy, is undoubtedly the main and central reason as to why anyone writes or does anything. But me personally, definitely so. And I remember the first day of school, first day of sixth form even, and my teacher, who I spoke to beforehand, let me have a few days off because, I was seeing my sibling Si, who's from the Waiters. Another cheer for the Waiters. I was seeing my sibling Si for the first time in a little while. And the poem I missed is the one I'm about to read. And it's very funny to be 16, and you come back to school and your friend's got the work from you, and she says, this is a poem about masturbation, because that's not what you expect from your first day of A-level English literature. But this is The Thought Fox by Ted Hughes. I imagine this midnight's moment forest. Something else is alive beside the clock's loneliness and this blank page where my fingers move. Through the window I see no star. Something more near, though deeper within darkness, is entering the loneliness. Cold, delicately, as the dark snow, a fox's nose touches twig, leaf. Two eyes serve a moment that now and again, now and now and now, sets neat prints into the snow between trees, and warily a lame shadow legs by stump and in hollow of a body that is bold to come. Across clearings, an eye, a widening, deepening greatness, brilliantly, concentratedly, coming about its own business. Till, with a sudden, sharp, hot stink of fox, it enters the dark hole of the head. The window is starless still, the clock ticks, the page is printed. Thank you. This next one is one that I specifically wrote for tonight. It's one that's really ingrained in what I've been sort of engaging with recently artistically. The first line is taken from Whipping Boy, if anyone knows the band Whipping Boy. This is Vagrant. In the morning he is a recluse, solitary. He smacks his snoozed alarm some 15 times, trapped within somewhere faintly familiar, experienced away from his body, but imminently indescribable. There is as much to see as he allows, less to be believed than what has been shared, and none of it was ever anything which would matter to him much anyway. He steps out from the shower and onto the orange tattered bath mat, cracking the window open just an inch, inviting hot air onto damp bodies. The white shirt he adorns sticks to his chest, unbuttoned, buttoned, ripped, then repeat. Such sweet release cannot be delivered through the human form of an aged towel. In the kitchen he supposedly sits, and the hands and arms that craft his coffee feel some 15 miles from his own shoulders, boiling a pot that does not belong to him. Distant memories of a person lost, or some 10 times removed, are the ones which occupy the space where his consciousness lay. This little penultimate one here is one of the first poems I sort of wrote and shared, so I felt I had a duty to perform it. His working day. While duty pries the soldier from the safety of his slumber, morning dew reveals itself beneath the raging red of dawn. Inside this newly crowded house, he changes into his worn coat and a pair of tired, battered boots beneath layers of socks and vests. With the grace of an army, some 100,000 strong, his quiet campaign continues down the staircase, along the hall. The clock strikes the hour as he advances upon his checkpoint. He is stunned, and so silent that the sound of a pin would shatter like glass. In the mirror, an enemy, with frail, pale hands stained black by soot and arms on the verge of collapse. Not a man, but some hollow shell. With no time to pause or ponder, or authority to retreat, he charges his way through the front door to proceed with the long, hard march to his daily post. And then for our last poem here, I think it's one thing that I've always tried to say is that about anything sort of any kind of global or political issue is, you know, I don't have a platform to share it, and then, you know, it comes to something like this, and it's the first time you've had a platform, so it would be wrong not to share those things and those thoughts that you feel. Obviously, we see terrible things happening all over the world. We see the genocide in Gaza, we see, you know, Sudan, and we're dealing with this every single day. And it's easy to put this into the perspective of the right now, but also, this is not new. This is not something that's just happened. This is a long-standing thing. And, you know, we go back even 100 years ago, and you know, Britain has celebrated its, you know, its World War I heroes, the people who, you know, fought for our country, and yet when we see atrocities happen, when we see people needlessly dying, it's easy to ignore that now and pretend that it's not happening. And this last poem is another one not written by me. This is Siegfried Sassoon, who died during World War I with suicide in the trenches. I knew a simple soldier boy who grinned at life in empty joy, slept soundly through the lonesome dark, and whistled early with the lark. In winter trenches, crowd and glum, with crumps and lice and lack of rum, he put a bullet through his brain. No one spoke of him again. You smug-faced crowds with kindling eye, who cheer when soldier lads march by, sneak home and pray you'll never know the hell where youth and laughter go. Thank you very much for having me, everyone. I hope we're all very excited for the show ahead. We're all very excited for Spex Appeal. I hope we're all very excited for the waiters. And yeah, I hope everyone has a great night. Make sure to be very kind, buy drinks, stay hydrated. And yeah, have a great night, everyone. Thank you.